We've got some off-price crack toys to miles and miles of carpet tiles, TVs, deep freezing David Bowie LPs, pool games, gold chains, what's the names, and now to put some Trevor Francis track seats from a mush and shepherd's bush.
Well, welcome back to 26 Podcast. We did a little bit of an exclusive last episode that we haven't released yet. And I was sitting at home and I thought it didn't really do it enough justice. The big announcement that we've got. We are releasing a new show that's part of 26 Podcast called Taking the Mic. And it's going to be myself and the main man on the sofa, David Chick. And we wanted to basically make a video welcoming you to the team, mate.
Thanks, mate. It's about time there's a little bit of recognition. You know what I mean? I've been here twice and got very little from it, apart from a few low-carb beers. But no, mate, it sounds good. I mean, you've roped me in, so there we go.
I did. I reckon I caught you cold when I called you and was like, do you want to be a part of the team? Should we do it on the regs? And you said, yeah. And then I just bombarded you with phone calls.
Yeah.
Added you to the group chat ASAP.
Yeah, I was right in. It was quick and fast. So, yeah, there's no contract yet, though. So
one thing I will say, taking the mic, I was absolutely massively having the name. I thought I'll chuck that one in. There's obviously a group chat, me, you, Jay and Brad. We're kind of all together in this. And I thought I'll throw that out there and just see what comes back. And none of you replied. So I was like, right, well, taking the mic it is then.
I think some of us have jobs. So, you know what I mean? I didn't have much time on my lunch break. So it looks like I mean, it's a work in progress, isn't it? I mean, we can...
I like it.
If you like it, it's staying. We've just got to make it work.
And then Jay obviously knows how much I love Only Fools and Horses and kind of made it a bit of an Only Fools theme. And I got to be honest, when I see this picture first off, I didn't look at me, yeah? Like, it is a bit of a dream of mine to be Del Boy, right? But I just see you, I started busting up laughing, mate.
I'm just glad I'm Rodney, not Trigger. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's extra faces to add.
I'm liking the edit. Obviously, this is what we're going to be talking about. Is we're going to have a show where we have us two, Del Boy, Rodney, and we're going to invite somebody on. And our topics are not necessarily always going to be football, but predominantly will be. But we're going to be talking anything we want to, basically.
Like normal, then.
Pretty normal life for us.
The one thing I noticed when I saw is your head is definitely bigger than mine. That's the biggest thing I noticed. You know what I mean? You've definitely looked like you've had a decent shoulder workout there as well. So
I sent it to my missus and she said, "What are you wearing in it?" She didn't know Only Fools, so I reckon she actually thought I'd got dressed up like that.
not seeing you on a Saturday.
I honestly, I'd go with it, mate. I'd wear it.
I actually have a jacket like that. My dad gave it to me, and it's class. And it's just having the ball. Jay, you'd wear it. You would definitely, if I bought that jacket, you would. It weighs a ton. It's absolute class. I walk around the house, but I ain't got the confidence to get out the door. might go 7-Eleven, maybe a bit of Kmart, some memory cards, but I'm generally past that. I haven't got it, mate. I haven't got it in me.
There's things that Jay wears. You go, only Jay could wear that. There are stuff
like his skin.
Yeah. Just you have to have that personality.
You've got to have a bit about you, ain't you?
We're talking of Kmart and memory cards. We were having a conversation on the phone yesterday, Chicky, and talking about what it takes to have a podcast channel, and it's been a bit eventful for us in the last sort of few months because, as I said to you yesterday, a lot of people are like, "Oh, what's happened to you? You know, your podcasting?" Because we were really enjoying the videos that you released, and then obviously we just went dead quiet. And I said, there's a combination of a few things going wrong, and then also moving house and loads of other stuff. And we were chatting, weren't we, about how difficult it actually is to get everything together, from equipment to guests to having people free at the right time. It's difficult, and with you coming on board, I do feel like we're going to have a little bit more of accountability. We're going to have a little bit more drive for all of us to just keep it up. And we are determined to keep this going, aren't we?
Yeah, look, the amount of work that goes in was a bit like everyone, like the idea of doing a podcast is great, right? A lot of people like it. They're super popular. But the amount of work you see actually going into putting something out that's got a little bit of quality is super hard. And it's a lot of time and effort, and everyone here works, everyone here plays football on top, and we'll be sitting here now, it's 10:30 on a Thursday. You know what I mean? So it's the commitment to going and doing it. But the idea is for me, it's super fun. Doing it with you guys, the fun makes it all worthwhile, but obviously it's a financial investment, but you guys have put in all that stuff. It's not easy to do. But yeah, look, you've committed to it now, so if you don't do it, I'll be unhappy.
Yeah, and you're in
I'm
now,
here,
so
I don't want to turn up here and I'm by myself.
that's all.
With me low carb beers, that would be a bit sad. That'd be like normal life. This is where I get away. Yeah, this is where I get away to be cool and just hang out with some quality people.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to have you on board and chatting to you on the many phone calls that I've called you and pestered you and badgered you. You've give some really good.
You know, numbers a good one, because then I don't know it's you, do I?
Yeah, that's it.
That's quality. That
I figured when you hadn't answered for the third time, I thought if I call him on a no caller ID, he might think that
could be a player.
I'm a player. Can I have a trial at Thunder? No, actually, it's just me, Chicky. I just want to talk about the podcast channel again. No, but you bring some really good ideas, and I think this show is going to be something a little bit different. Like, I've got a filming in the morning. I'm still going to go out and chat to people about their careers and their lives. But I think this is going to bring a lighter-hearted side to it, and I'm looking forward to all the different topics that we basically have off camera and putting them on camera for people to see.
Yeah, well, people actually knowing what you really like. That's going to be that's going to be the exciting bit.
I don't know if that's exciting or a worry.
It is for me, and I want to be right here just to sort of navigate it a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's good. I wanted to talk to you about the weekend as well, because I didn't get to chat to you properly about it earlier. I was actually watching and saw you go 1-0 up. For those who don't know, you're the gaffer down at Dandenong Thunder in the NPL. And then you got stung by a late winner from them. What was the game like, and how did you feel after?
We started really well. Obviously, we're playing a team that won it last year. So the expectation going into the game was going to be tough. We felt like we had a way to win the game. We started very well. We got the first goal, which was great. We spoke at half-time about continually to do the things that were working. Doing things in theory and under no pressure in training, that's quite easy. Under pressure, the lights, the fans, they came out and they were a very, very good side. They made some changes to the 11, bringing good players on. That's a little bit harder. So we probably didn't. The disappointing part was, for me, it's not the goal in the last minute. That's devastating. That's devastating in any football. That sometimes happens. And the way it happened was more of an organisational issue, responsibility issue, something that can be eliminated quickly. It was the fact we probably didn't lose as us. I want us to lose as us. I want us to lose going out as a team, doing the right things, the right way, what we've talked about. And if it doesn't work on the day, and we weren't just good enough, we weren't quite there, and we go back and work on it, we learn from it. When we didn't do the things that were required to win a football match, and we didn't stick to that as a team, that becomes more difficult to accept as a coach. And again, it was not the players. They did what they thought was right in the time. They worked extremely hard. But from an organisational perspective, sometimes you've got to do what's required of you. You might think, that's what needs to happen, but as soon as I do something different, it affects the next guy. As soon as I move away from the game plan, it affects the rest of the team. And look, we're a team with a lot of changes this year. We're young, we're exciting, we have the ability to beat anyone, but doing it for 90 minutes is difficult. So look, there's loads of. I was very disappointed after, because when you lose in the last few minutes, we've all been there. It feels 10 times worse. But at the same point, if you look at the positive, we took a team that won it last year. We were mid-table, and we've took them to the 90th minute, and we had chances to win the game.
Do you think that sometimes when you play a team that is obviously, they won it last year, so they're obviously got a very strong side, do you think it's more damaging at times, or are you more wary as a gaffer that it can be damaging to your team that they were so close yet come away with nothing, as opposed to, say you lose that game like a comfortable 2-0 to Oakley, and
you just accept it,
and you just go, right, we weren't good enough, we move on to next week. Are you mindful, is it something that's in your mind? Are you mindful of that to the players, or is it just look how close you were and you're moving on to next week?
You got to look at the things that you didn't do well and go, look, if we'd have done this and this, the outcome could have been different. But there was so many positives in the game. We tried, when we do analysis, for example, we try and look at, here's where we need to improve this week. This is what we did well. And if you do what we did well more, the outcome can be different. You can't ever go into a game and accept you're going to lose. It's 11 men versus 11 men, whether they've, whatever team they put out, you put out, whatever the circumstances, bottom league, top of the league. We've seen bottom teams beat top teams. So you have to go in with the belief that you're going to win. You have to go in with a game plan that can work to win, and you have to work towards it. And we will always go out with the intention to win the football match. Now, whether you take a draw in the last 5 minutes because a draw is a good result for your league position or the team you're playing, that's a little bit different. But no team, I don't think you can go, well, play for a draw.
No,
it's
you never
too
do.
unpredictable.
You never do. You've got 90 minutes to try and win a football match. You've got 90 minutes to try and win a football match. And I don't get any pleasure or any enthusiasm as a player or as a coach going in there thinking I'm going to lose. I've been in a team going into a game going, oh, this is, we're not going to. It's a tall order.
We're going to probably, if it's below this, we're happy. And you've already accepted you're going to lose. Like, that's not what it's about. It's a competition, so you can make a great day out of this. There's an opportunity to topple a real big team. We feel like we've got a plan that can do it, and with the players we have, we believe we can beat anybody on any given day. Whether it's enough to do it consistently over the season and win something, that's more difficult. But without that belief, you've been in teams where if you look at the gaffer and they don't even believe it, and the plan is to just not get beat heavily, you're already beat.
Yeah, of course.
It's that confidence, and that can hurt you sometimes because you go in going, we can win, and then you don't. There's no hurt if you think you're going to lose. It's more hurt, but that's part of the game. That's motivation to go and go, we're going to be better. So yeah, I think the positives are good.
Yeah,
you've got to take them.
That's almost kind of, I guess, what I mean, because again, I've played in teams that have been at the wrong end of the table and fighting for relegation. And you know that if you travel away or you've got one of the big dogs in your league coming to play against you, it's going to be a tall order, and you never go into a game obviously ready to lose. But what I have found in the past is if you just lose a game in the 90th minute, it can really take the wind out of the sails. And I guess that was almost what I was getting at. Does that take more out of you than what just a convincing 2-0? What? Yes, you guys went in it to win, but on expectancy, you knew Oakley were going to be strong, right?
Yeah, well, look, we were gutted. And again, if you lose 3-0, you've accepted you've probably lost before the 90th minute. 5 minutes ago, you go, can we score 4 goals? No. Can we score 3? It's going to be really difficult. It's not happening. So potentially that initial emotion is worse. But again, like the fact you've come close, I look at the video after. I try not to talk too much afterwards because I am emotional. We don't accept losing, of course, but when you go and look at it, fuck, there was some good passages of play. There was some bits here. If we did this more, there's something to build on here. And the belief in a team is so important. The minute the dressing room don't believe you can win, you're probably not going to be there that long as a gaffer.
Yeah,
you've got to sell a story and a picture that we can go out every week and we can get points,
which you can, and you've shown again the weekend, because the stream actually cut out, so I missed the second half.
Yeah, I did that deliberately. Just cut that out, will you? It's a bit like this. Just cut out the bad moments.
Well, I was at my missus and I treated her to Down on Thunder. And the only little bit that I kind of tried to keep it entertaining for her was I was like, yeah, look, there's Chicky, look, there. When it was going to the right, and you were dressed smart.
Apparently, I just waved my arms around. Yeah, I try to dress smart. This is good. Yeah,
do you do that every? Because I remember when we played you, when I'm at Langwarren and you were the boss at Pascoe Vale. Yeah. You were dressed smart that night. Is that an every match thing that you?
I do. Yeah, and it's most. Oh, that's important. Yeah. Look,
that's what this was all building up to, by the way.
I remember when I played a little bit, and obviously you're around professional clubs. I always remember game day. We wore suits. Players were. Yeah. You came because you dressed smart, and it's a work thing, right? So I always remember the gaffers looking smart, looking professional, and I thought, well, you got different types of coats. You can wear a tracksuit. You can do what you want. It's not going to change the result. But I felt like for me, when I train, I wear a tracksuit. I'm coaching. When now I'm managing the side on a different day, it's like your uniform to go to work, right? You wear a uniform, you feel like you're at work. That to me makes me feel like today is game day. So the minute I put it on and I leave the house, I feel like today is game day. today I'm not on the park. I can't blow my whistle. I can't say stop, stand still. I can do team talk. I can do halftime. I can make subs. So yeah, it's more of a game day attire for the mentality of a game day. I feel good.
You look good, mate. You
Thanks,
look
mate.
smart.
It's my most expensive clothes. They are. They wear me most expensive stuff on a game day.
Yeah, I'm always a bit, even with like Premier League managers, just seeing their style and that, like especially the players that have just retired and gone into management, Steven Gerrard, Lampard, seeing they're different.
Well,
It's a thing, isn't it?
Okay.
It's actually a thing.
As a player, though,
You're full tracky, yeah?
full tracksuit, yeah? But you'd be boots on as well, pair of coppers. Blacked out, no ton. stud molds. Shitties. But, all right, well, as a player, what do you like? Because back in the day, you wore suits. I remember knowledge about Hugo Boss suits, and you all got measured up. I didn't get one, I went in the team. But they all got measured up. You look dog's balls walking in there. You look like you look great. Where now, obviously, you see them coming off the bus. It's the Beats, t-shirt. Like they look different because comfortability. Can you remember Liverpool wore the white suits?
The white suits.
They were iconic. They were
Spice
terrible.
Boys, they called them, didn't they?
Terrible. But that was a big thing.
But that was, we used to do home games suit.
Yeah, and then travel.
Away games, you could wear your tracksuit for comfort. I think as a travelling team, I think that's decent. That's good.
Here it's not so bad. Like there's no games that are super far as such.
No.
Not in our league. You had the few country teams that were about. But like you could get on a bus in England, you're doing 6 hours. And you go Norwich to Bournemouth.
True.
You've seen me play Newcastle. Like that's a long way in a suit.
Yeah.
Like no one enjoys wearing a suit long. Like you look in the mirror, you go, I look great.
Yeah.
You walk out the door, you go to the bathroom, you look like shit. You go, well, what happened? And then you're uncomfortable within
And you
an
start
hour.
tucking it in again,
Tucking it in,
redoing it.
shirts creased, jackets off.
You
ties,
don't want to.
ties around your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just kind of goes.
That's when you've had too many of them, mate.
Well, not these. These are rubbish.
Hey, you do. I reckon you slightly like them.
I'm getting into them.
I do.
It's just because all the weight I'm losing from them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Chiseled.
Here to help, mate.
Might play again.
Here to help. Absolutely. We're going to talk about a couple of guests that we're going to get on here.
Yep.
We did speak about one on the phone. You don't actually know him, but he plays at Altona
I'm
East.
excited though.
I'm so
I'm
buzzing to get
excited.
him on. I can tell you he's excited to come on as well. The only little insight I'm going to give on him is obviously his name's Stefan, legend of a guy, but he also messages the people on maths if they piss him off.
People need to know.
I
If
mean,
you've got opinions, you've got to put them out there, haven't you?
if you're going to go and get on TV and marry someone at first sight and you're on there and your whole relationship is there to see, fair play to him. Let him know what you're thinking.
Is that a hobby though, or what?
Should be held accountable, yeah.
I
like it.
guess so, but it's a free app, isn't it? Like, so he's it's not like he's paid $20 to have a comment. He's just firing into people's DMs. That's a little different. That's. I don't get it. Yeah, is that
when do you watch Married at First Sight?
I'm out most nights coaching, but the missus does watch it, and I find myself going, I ain't watching that crap, babe. Like, I'm not into that. It's not real life. I'm like, oh, what did he say? So, was he text her? You what? He's nuts, that guy. Yeah, get him off, dog.
That's
Start
exactly
agreeing
the
with the missus. Yeah, you're right, babe. He's a cunt.
That's exactly the. I think that is honestly how it goes.
That
for
is
most
how
of us.
it goes for everyone. Yeah, you end up going, go on, lad, and then you're like, oh no, he's a dog. Yeah, you're right, babe. Get him right out of there.
What I like doing is I sit there and I watch it, and I'll go.
So you're the one sitting watching it.
No, I'm in the same boat as you. Like,
that's
right,
not what you just said.
What?
though.
No, I am now. I am. I'm fully like, right, what time's it on? We can't miss it. Like, we've got to be
You're
sat
in.
down, ready to watch it now. But if there's a guy on there being like a complete arse, I'll be like, I quite like him. He's a nice bloke, and then you just let you see your missus like.
Yeah. Is that who you are?
Yeah,
is that the type of bloke you want to be? Is that your role model? Yeah.
So when we get Stefan on, I want him to read us the DMs that he sent to all the maths.
I think it's important we get some detail. Yeah, definitely get some detail, and I hope it's constructive.
Yeah.
I think if you just communicated more, you get on a lot better. You know what I mean? Be more sensitive.
What could be?
What could be? Maybe is he firing in to just cut grass, or is he? No.
He's like he told one of them to just stop putting on an act and just we can all see through it.
Maybe everyone needs a Stefan. Maybe everyone just needs a Stefan to come judge their relationship. I might get him around my house. What do you reckon, Steph? Can we do better in these areas? You know what I mean?
I'm excited. He's a must. We've got to get him on
Right.
real soon. But when we talk about the guests that we want, we just want different types of people that are willing to talk about pretty much anything. So there's a lot of people that we could go and get.
There's a lot of people that come to mind, isn't there? They have some weird units, don't we?
We've got to get Dave Thompson on.
Yeah. Well,
So we'll have to have subtitles and a bottle of wine in.
you have a bottle of wine, some cigars, red carpet and all that for Dave. You know what I mean? Dave's leather sofas, some mahogany books in the background.
I'm surprised he didn't walk in and say, did someone say suits? Hugo Boss suits?
Oh, that'd have been the end of the show. We'd have been doing a suit show for an hour. Nah, it'd be Dave's quality.
Yeah.
It'd be good. It'd be good fun.
Yeah, we'll get him on. Only Fools and Horses theme. I did want to talk about my dog Marlene. I was telling you again, go back to one of our many phone calls. The name of my dog, Marlene, from Only Fools and Horses, Boise's missus. I often grab this and put it next to her and go, Boise and Marlene. And I even go like this, Chicky. I go, come along, Marlene.
You've got too much time on your
Oh,
hands.
yeah.
That's why we've got a podcast, really.
That's in between calling you. But I was chatting to someone today about like dog names and how I called her Marlene and is explaining Boise's missus on Only Fools and Horses. And it made me remind me of the time when me and Jay were sat there and I was thinking of names, and I love Only Fools and Horses. So I was like, right, our options really are Marlene, Cassandra, or Raquel. And Jay's
what choices? You know what I mean?
And Jay goes, there's no way I can come to a dog park where you're shouting, Raquel, Raquel, come here. And I'll be honest, it was real close, Chicky. It was close to being Raquel.
Put them in order then. What was...
I think in the end, Marlene was always the front runner because it was kind of semi-normal, right?
How's Marlene semi-normal?
Because
wait there, how many Marlenes do you know?
Right.
Be honest.
Well, you call a dog Marley, yeah? So it's kind of on the right lines of... Can we get Marlene in the room? I want everyone to see her. And we'll comment on the video whether you think she looks like a Marlene, a Raquel, or a Cassandra.
She's got Raquel written all over her. Here, Raquel.
Marlene, come.
We're just going to change your name.
Marlene, come.
Marlene.
If ever you've seen a Raquel...
I'm going Raquel.
Can we do a name change?
We can. Of course we can. They're adaptable creatures.
It does annoy me, right? Because people will be like, "Oh, what's your dog's name?" I'll be like, "Marlene." Oh, Marley. Honestly,
You won't correct it.
one woman. If you're watching this, you annoyed me.
Yeah, she'll be right on this. This is right down her street.
I was in the calf, right, Chicky.
Yeah.
And Marlene was a pup then, and she's like, "Oh."
Don't chew your feet on TV.
And then she goes, what breed is she? So I was like, oh, Shar-Pei cross Staffy. She's like, oh, they're both aggressive. So I said, oh, I'll take her back then.
It's a dangerous one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Looks dangerous. I'm petrified sitting here. After those feet, she's coming right for me.
And then, so she made that comment, which was like, I was like, oh, yeah, whatever. And then, Marley, no. And then... and then she's gone, what's her name? So I said Marlene, and she went, oh, you'll end up calling her Marley. And collected her food and just walked out, right? And I was like...
You taking that?
No, hang on a minute.
Don't get aggressive.
No, that's what I wanted to say to her.
Don't get aggressive.
I'll end up calling her Marley. Well, I wouldn't, would I? Because her name's Marlene.
More likely to go Raquel, isn't we? That's what you should have said.
Well, this is the thing. If I'd have called her Raquel, we wouldn't have had the confusion.
Rachel.
Who's Rachel?
You'll end up calling her Rachel, you will.
Yeah. Well, listen, I was annoyed about it, and I wanted to go and drag the lady back in and be like, what do you mean?
I think you can do that.
What's your name?
And what was it?
Sue. Well, we might as well call you Sandra then.
Mate, I feel like you've got a bit aggressive over your
And
dog.
that was
there,
ages
innit?
ago as well.
And
About
you've-
7 months
and
ago.
this is the platform for that. I like
Yeah.
it.
It's the only reason.
Whatever
we
you
set
want to
up.
get out and vent, this is now it.
Yeah.
Well, Raquel, you're doing all right. Or Marley, whatever you want to be.
Now we're going to wrap it up now, mate. I've had enough of you.
I just have one question for you, though.
Go on then.
You're 3-3, ain't you?
We're 3-3, yeah. Yeah,
So I
yeah,
thought, you know, as you asking me about how we lose, I might as well figure out how to win while I'm here learn something. What's going on down there? What's changed this year? Because you were honking last season.
Now, I didn't think you'd ask. So, no, I think we're in a good place at the minute in terms of, I don't think we've hit our best as a team in terms of playing. But you know what football's like. You have to know how to win games, right? And it's...
Apparently.
And we look at the other night. I said to you again the other day that it could have honestly been 5-5. Chances missed from both teams. But we are at the moment finding a way to win. I mean, Kingston, we were 2-1. We went 1-0 up early. Brad scored. Big shout out to Brad. Went 2-1 down.
That's what we were waiting for. Just you know, Brad's made the difference.
And then in the second half, got it back and just showed a bit of character where I didn't think we played great that night. We got over the line. Northcote, you go away to Northcote, you know it's always going to be difficult. Funny enough, they always, you know, kind of comment on how tough it is to play Langwarren. And I guess we wanted to get that identity again this season where we go, we're tough to play against. You know, we're going to make it difficult for teams, you know, especially when we're travelling away to Northcote. And I really kind of got that, what I associate Langwarren with, I got that from that performance at Northcote where not everything was perfect. We didn't play as fluently as we can or as we would potentially like to, but actually we made it really, really difficult for them. We frustrated them. We saw the game out. And then we went on to Bulleen, which was, like I say, a crazy game. Could have been 5-5. It wasn't. It was 1-0 and it was a penalty. One of the craziest games that I've ever played in terms of just feeling like it was a basketball match going end to end.
Forward, yeah.
But again, we found our way, you know, to get over the line and get 3 points. And I revert back to like last season. And after 3 games last season, we had, let me think, I want to get it right. We had 1 point on the board. I'd been sent off. So sent off in the first game.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
Suspended.
I watched it.
Suspended in the second game.
Yeah.
And then injured for the third game.
How do you get injured when you're suspended?
That's a good question.
You got to look at the way you're living.
I think it was training.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to make up for all the bad doings that I'd done getting sent off and probably run too hard. You know I'm not the quickest anyway. So when I look at it in comparison to that Chicky, I remember how I felt and how the team felt last year after 3 games, 1 point on the board. I've got a calf injury. I've been sent off. It's tough when you get off to a not a great start. It's then hard to dig yourself out of that hole. And I feel like at least, listen, we've got loads to improve on and stuff that we want to grow and get better. But what a start.
The points is what's important. Like, we look at our league. Some teams, like we're playing a team this week, they got completely outplayed last week and won.
Yeah.
It's about scoring goals, right? And all the pretty stuff in the middle that we like, it's not necessarily going to win you the game. Yeah, we'd all love to play well and win. That's the end goal, but you'll take winning over playing well, mostly because everyone keeps their job. and again, the confidence and momentum's great. You know, if you're playing well and losing is kind of hard to take because you're thinking, what more can we do? It's that question. How do we improve if we're smashing it and still losing? So, but look, like, mate, I'm glad you're playing rubbish and winning. That's good. Keeps you happy. Makes me really happy. Are you going to win it or what?
Well, listen,
I just wanted to get it now early on the intro because we're obviously going to touch on these topics when you lose.
We don't make bold predictions. We just take it game by game, mate.
Oh,
I'm getting that scripted.
Switzerland.
Scripted.
But you could tell us, can't you? Between the viewers and the 4 people in the room and Marley or Raquel.
If you
could
call
probably
her
say
Marley
something.
one more time, I'm walking off set and I'm done with the podcast, mate.
Yeah, I think people bother
Listen,
know.
Okay, yeah, look.
If you're going to do this stuff, you've got to be bold. Yeah. Tell me what you're going to say.
I love the way them two are sitting behind the camera giving it steps.
No, I'm just throwing it. It's
all right.
the best. It's making me happy.
So the league that we're in is very competitive this year, more so than ever, because you've got some big hitters in there, right? And there's
Teams come up a big.
and there's a number of teams in there that will be the expectancy will be high, right? For us, honestly, I've never been one for bold predictions, and I know that last year there was a lot of talk around us. We want to do this, we want to do that. For me, mostly is for us to get our identity back as a club and as a team, the way we want to play. I believe we can beat anybody on our day, but we have to show consistency. Not in 1, 2. We played 3 games, maximum points is brilliant, but in 10 games, these three games are going to be minuscule. We have to
30%.
Relentless. We have to go and get good. I like that. Good. That's why you're here.
They still count at the end. I don't wipe them off.
But we have to.
Yeah, just get rid of them. Look,
I'm done.
I just need to know: are you gonna be in the mix with 3 or 4 games to go? Is it worth me coming down and having a look?
Look at what?
You.
I'm not signing for you, mate. We've done this.
Good job and all.
I knew it'd get to this.
We're struggling as it is.
I'm not-
Don't need to. Dude, we've talked about this. Let's not bring it on camera.
We'll go back to the conference.
already
Before
tried-
we wrap it up, we'll go to the conference, yeah?
All right, go on then.
So the conference, I probably weighed about 83 kilos. I'm 65 now. I probably weighed about 83. What do you reckon?
Well,
Don't say I was more, because I definitely weren't more. I was less, if anything.
you,
Don't say I was more.
nah,
I wasn't.
outside of your head, everything's got smaller. So that's even your feet look smaller.
So we went on a work conference with Football Star Academy in Newcastle.
Yeah, we did.
And for the whole time, I was getting drunk and pretty much saying, you were Pasco Vale coach at the time. Every time I bump into you, like on the way to breakfast, I'm like, don't, Chicky.
Drunk at breakfast.
I'm not signing for you, all right? What, you mean you weren't? What were you wobbling down the corridor for?
Did we have fancy dress?
Yeah, we did.
What were you again?
I didn't dress up.
Typical.
I didn't dress up. And that's
That
poor
guy.
from me. That is poor from me. I'd normally be all over that, but I can't remember why I didn't. I don't think I had time to go and get an outfit or
There's
whatever.
always time, mate.
Yeah.
Like there's time for this podcast. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I hear you.
There you go.
Yeah, but no, I hear you.
So are you gonna win the league? Last bit, because this is dragging.
Absolutely.
That's what I wanted to hear. We got it. You heard it here first. Lang Warren, promotion. Rogz scores the winner. No send-offs.
No, mate, no yellows, no reds at the minute.
You doing anything?
No, that's the problem.
Playing on transition.
I haven't tackled anyone. I haven't spoke to anyone. I haven't said anything to the ref.
Knew you, huh?
Just
20
pass.
kilos lighter, no bookings. It's like I don't even know the guy.
Nah, Quality Chicky, I'm looking forward to having you on board, mate. Looking forward to all the future episodes. Big up to Marlene.
Marlene.
Cheers, mate. That was quality.